Today on our 2016 Toyota Highlander, we're going to be taking a look at and installing the Curt Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C13200. What I like most about this hitch is how it's pretty close to flush, so it should give us room for just about any type of accessories that you may want to use with this. And with where it sits, the cross tube is pretty well hidden to where it maintains a really clean look on the vehicle. It's got the 2" by 2" receiver tube opening with this nice welded on reinforcement collar around it to make it look nice and heavy duty, but also give it a very clean look. It's got the plate style safety chain connection points with the nice large holes in order to connect your safety chains to, so it really shouldn't be a problem in order to get any safety chains you may have connected to that. Standard 5/8" hitch pin hole, which is going to be good for all your Class 3 accessories. It features a 900-pound max tongue weight, which is the total downward force on the hitch, then a 6,000-pound gross trailer weight, which is going to be the weight of the trailer and anything that's on it. So in use with a weight distribution system, the max tongue weight is still 900 pounds, but the gross trailer weight goes up to 8,000 pounds. You will want to refer to your owner's manual to make sure that your vehicle is capable of that type of weight. Now let's give you some measurements to help assist you with your selection of hitch-mounted accessories such as ball mounts, bike racks, or cargo carriers. The distance from the center of the hitch pin hole to the outermost part of the rear bumper is about 2 inches, and the face of the receiver tube opening is about 1/4 of an inch past the outermost edge of the bumper, and the distance from the top inside edge of the receiver tube opening to the ground is about 15 1/4 inches. Now, let's show you how to install this hitch. First thing that we'll need to do to begin our installation is we'll need to remove the panel for this side. We need a 10mm socket. There'll be 3 of these screws. Then you'll have 2 of these push pin fasteners. In order to remove those, you can take a flathead screwdriver and work under the edge of it in order to get that center popped out, and then you can remove the entire thing. They've got a bit of dirt and debris up inside these clips. You may just have to do a little bit of working back and forth all the way around the head of that center pin. And then up top there's 2 plastic nuts close to the spare tire. You need a 12mm to begin loosening those. And you can put some downward pressure to help work those off of there. So then once you've got those loose, you can pull this underbody panel down and pull it out towards the rear of the vehicle. Over here on the passenger side, right above the exhaust and the frame rail, there's these 2 rubber plugs. We'll need to use a pair of needle nose pliers. Grab those and pull those out of there. Then over here on the driver's side, it'll have 2 more rubber plugs that we'll need to pull out from there. And then we'll need a flathead screwdriver in order to take these little plastic caps off. And underneath those plastic caps are the weld nuts that we're going to be using as our attachment points. Now back over on the passenger side, we've got this tow hook. So we'll need to use a 17mm socket and take the 2 bolts out in order to remove it. Now I'll need to remove the small 10mm bolt that's right there that helps hold this panel on. And once we've taken that off, we'll need to grab our 17mm socket and remove that bolt so that we can take that little fascia bracket off. On the bottom of the bumper fascia, it's got this little air deflector that's designed to help keep the exhaust fumes angled going down. But in order to install our hitch, we're going to need to cut that, and I'll mark that according to the instructions. I'll cut along that line, and we'll be cutting this end off. You can use some tin snips or any type of shears, a utility knife, to cut through this. Now I'll take our hitch and slide it up into place. I'm going to carefully slide it over the exhaust. In order to get it back up into position, then you want to get it lined up with the weld nuts. Then take one of your 12mm bolts with conical tooth washer. You want to get one started on each side, and the teeth on that washer, you want to be sure that they're facing up towards the hitch. Once we've got one bolt installed on each side, you can go back and get the rest of our hardware started. With all the hardware installed, you can take a 3/4 inch socket and begin to tighten all the bolts down. After we've tightened all of our bolts, we'll need to go back around and make sure that they're torqued to the specification listed in the instructions. The driver's side underbody panel, I've gone ahead and marked it according to the instructions in the 2 locations that we'll need to trim out some of the material in order to be able to get it to fit back up underneath the vehicle with the hitch on it. Now this is optional. You can just leave this panel off entirely if you'd like. I'm just going to use a utility knife and carefully follow the lines that I've marked. You can also use a rotary style tool with a little cutting bit, or some shears like tin snips if you'd like. So now we can reinstall our underbody panel. And we'll reinstall all of our fasteners. And then tighten down our 10mm screws. That's going to complete our look at the Curt Class 3 Trailer Hitch Receiver, part number C13200 on our 2016 Toyota Highlander.
Click the link below to shop, learn more, or visit us at etrailer.com.